and Livestock Show. We're coming to you live here at the Alachua County Agriculture and Equestrian Center in Newberry, Florida, and have we got a treat for you this evening. It's the always fun, always popular Celebrity Show. For those who aren't familiar with the Celebrity Show, we invite local politicians, lawmakers, business and industry leaders, entertainers, basically a lot of folks who don't necessarily work on a farm or ranch, and we give them a little contest involving the livestock being shown here at the fair. In years past, we've had them calling hogs, we've had them dressing up goats, or at least attempting to dress up goats. We are so appreciative of these local and area folks who come and, well, they let us embarrass them a little bit. But it's all for fun and for support of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. And speaking of supporting the show, let's watch another way you can support this organization and maybe even win yourself a brand new Texas trailer. We're now going to take you to the arena floor where our celebrities and showrunners are preparing to get underway. As a reminder, we don't provide running commentary during the shows. Instead, you'll see the sights and hear the sounds just as if you were here in the arena with us. Enjoy the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out tonight to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We have our celebrities in the ring with us tonight. In the past, we have shown cows, we have shown goats, we have even called hogs last year. In the previous year, we even dressed up some goats as well too. So this is also going to require a lot of crowd participation. We want y'all to be engaged too, because I let the celebrities know that they get bonus points for creativity and style. So we certainly want y'all to be involved as well too. First, before we get started, we want to go through and recognize the participants that are here. So I'll turn the mic over, allow them to go through. Once again, crowd participation, as we said, keep it short. So that's part of the style points as well too. So they'll say their name, position, and anything else they want to say real quick.
Mark Clark, City of Newberry Commissioner.
Lloyd Davis, Mayor of Waldo.
Gina Mastrodicaza, Chief Operating Officer of IFAS.
Anna Prizia, Alachua County Commissioner, District 3, and just wanted to say I'm really proud of these kids and all the work they put into this fair. And thank y'all to all the volunteers.
Michelle Lieberman, Alachua County Manager.
I'm Mary Helen Wheeler, Alachua County Commissioner, District 2. That's Alachua Way, High Springs, and half of Newberry.
I'm Ken Cornell, Alachua County Commission, District 4, serving in my third term, and happy to be in Commissioner Lee Pinkison's ring.
Andre Johnson, Dean and Director of the University of Florida IFAS Extension.
I'm Sarah Rockwell, Alachua County School Board Member for District 3, and we may be the celebrities, but the kids who raised all these animals, they're the stars.
Gina Peebles, Assistant County Manager for Alachua County.
I'm Brian Kramer. I'm the State Attorney for the 8th Judicial Circuit. That's Alachua, Levy, Gilchrist, Union, Baker, and Bradford County. I'm the Chief Law Enforcement Officer and Prosecutor for those counties.
Hello everyone, I'm Aisha Solomon, the Alachua County Property Appraiser. I'm up for re-election. Thank you for being here.
What kind of show would it be without the tax collector? John Power, tax collector, gladly accepting cash, check, money orders. Pass a hat.
Hello everyone, I'm Kim Barton, Supervisor of Elections, and I am so proud to serve this county. I am running for re-election.
I'm Major Chad Scott with Support Service of the Alachua County Sheriff's Office.
Eric Simon, UFIFAS Extension, working with Alachua County, and I hope one day I will be a celebrity.
All right, let's have a round of applause for all of our celebrities here tonight. We do have one other one I have to give. I told her I'd give her a special shout out, as Mayor Jackie Randall from Hawthorne was going to be here, but they're in a state championship basketball game that just started 5 minutes ago down in Lakeland. So, all right, we have some Hawthorne fans here. Good deal. All right, so we always try and do something different every year, something fun every year, and something ag-related every year. So last year we called the hogs. This year, we're going to show pigs. This is all going to be about showmanship, and we're going to have the ambassadors help us out by explaining about showmanship and what you do. First, any great showman has their whip. He's the only one with a regular whip. The rest of y'all get fly swatters. If you can pass those out for me. All right, so they're all going to get fly swatters, and you'll see why in just a second as they get ready to get their animal here, as we come through and tell you how it's done as well too. Actually, Brandon, go ahead and bring out their animals. And then we're going to have Madeline Worley explain to us. Go ahead and give them out. Give them all their animals. All right. We're going to have Madeline Worley explain to you about showmanship and who the judge is and everything else, what you're supposed to do. So please listen.
Good afternoon, celebrities. So you'll be doing swine. you'll be doing swine showmanship. So a few tips that I'm going to give you is you want to always keep the pig in between you and the judge. You never want to be in between the pig and the judge. You always want the pig to be in the middle. Next is eye contact. Make sure that you're looking at the judge. Those are your 2 tips that I'm going to give you to help you out. Your judge is Madison Stein, so that's going to be the one that you want to keep your eye contact on.
All right, so do you understand? Any questions? All right, so you'll have to put your pigs on the ground in front of you. Now, Madison, she may move. If for some reason your pig is like a Tom Brady pig and gets deflated, then Brandon Weber has a few extra, so we'll have a few of those. So Brandon, if you can, bring those out here. If you see a few deflated Tom Brady pigs, go ahead and substitute them in. So whenever I say go, we're going to go for 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes. We're going to go with the showmanship. She may move around. Your goal is to move it and show it in front of her as best as possible, and always keep the pig between you and her. All right, ready, go. I'm not sure kicking pigs are legal, but we got a few acrobats. Some good style. Looks like a spatula, almost like SpongeBob. All right. We have a few working pretty good. Yeah, they say you'll go to the fair when pigs fly. We got one flying. All right, move around, Madison. Give them a chance to move around. There you go. You have to move with her. Remember, this is election season. All right, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. We got a few that are getting dehydrated. I've seen pulled pork, but I haven't ever seen swatted pork. All right, 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Make your last impression on the judges before they confer. And stop. All right, pick your pigs up and come get back in line, and we're gonna have the judges confer to figure out the top three, top three. You can, while they're conferring, please feel free to keep your pigs with you. You can take them and put them in your office. They make a sweet decoration in your office. All right, about 5 more seconds, judges, 5 more seconds. Just a reminder, we also have the auction, the live auction coming up on Tuesday for buyer's registration. You can't buy these pigs. I'm sure if you make a nice donation, maybe through their campaign, you might be able to buy those pigs. But you can't buy these pigs. You can buy other market animals on Tuesday. We do need more buyers. Always happy to take more add-ons. And if you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, we would certainly appreciate it. Also, Texas Trailers donated this trailer over here, and we would appreciate you buying some tickets. We have a QR code over there that you can buy tickets for. Also, the scholarship fund, we're doing cut and wrap hog. You can buy as well too, so we appreciate your involvement. Judges, what do we have here? Who's going to give us the verdict?
Well, welcome to the celebrity show, everyone. This has been a very intense heat and has some pretty accomplished showmen in it. Now, this was an extraordinarily difficult task to pick, but I think one for all of us just kept his eye contact at all times, was right there when I needed him to be, just got a little bit far away. But your grand champion, celebrity showman for the 2023-2024 Alachua County Celebrity Show is you!
All right, Lee Pinkerson, grand champion. All right, second place.
So our reserve grand champion
King Cornell, I'm sorry.
is one that kept her pig in front of me at all times, no matter where I was, and was the first one to get there. Help me congratulate our reserve grand champion,
Aisha Solomon, property appraiser, reserve grand champion.
Then our third overall offered us so much intensity and allowed me to be drawn to him every single time. Help me congratulate your third overall.
All right, Mr. Chad Scott. Let's have a round of applause for all of our celebrities for coming out and supporting the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show and being part of our celebrity contest. Thank you all.
Wasn't that fun? We here at the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show would like to say thank you to all of these business, industry, civic, and political leaders who took the time to come and let us embarrass them just a little bit. All in good fun and for a great cause. It's going to take a few minutes to transition the arena and get things ready for our Swine Show. It will start at about 6 p.m. or as soon as we get these celebrities herded out of the arena and once the contestants are lined up and everything's ready. Speaking of swine, do you know about the cut and wrapped hog giveaway? That's right. A donation of $5 purchases a ticket for a whole hog cut and wrapped and ready for your freezer to be given away by drawing at the end of this year's show. To see the rules or to purchase a ticket online, go to acyfls.com, scroll down the page a bit until you see a picture of the hog. Click on the link and you can buy your tickets right there. Good luck! While we wait for the next event to start, let's enjoy the sights and sounds of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show.
All right, y'all, attention in the swine area. If you're not an exhibitor, we need you to exit the swine area immediately. If you're going to stay in your pens during the show, you must stay in your pen, not in the aisle. And stay out of the swine area to the conclusion of the last class, please. And if you're going to stay in your pens, do not sit on the gates. Sit on the sides or the backs.
Ladies and gentlemen, also would like to see photos of this weekend. Our official photographer is Jen Stalvey with J Stalvey Photography. And you can go on her Facebook page, but also on her website, she's going to post all these pictures, and they will be linked to our Facebook page, and we will share them so you can see it, and then go on there as well. So we appreciate her being here, capturing all these memories of our participants. Ladies and gentlemen, also once again, if you haven't done so yet, you might not want to do it right at the moment unless you have someone in a later class, but the Life South Community Blood Center has their mobile unit out front, their blood mobile. You can go out there and donate blood, and they're keeping track of how much for which 4-H club, and then also how much for which FFA chapter. So make your way out there. Also, we have vendors over here, not only food vendors, but also other goodies as well as up here, and you can go there and get some more information and get something to eat, something to drink. We also have official Alachua County Youth Fair t-shirts available right there at the table that's selling these Texas Trailers donation drawing tickets, as well as the cut and wrap hog tickets. Those are there. And then tomorrow we start out early with 9 a.m. Cattlemen, Swine Sense, Breeding Goat, Market Goat, and Rapid Skillathon contest. Followed by at 10 a.m. we have the Poultry Showmanship and Skillathon. At noon, we will have a 4-H horse show right here. It won't be in this arena. It'll be right out back. So a 4-H horse show. If you like horses, come on out and watch them. Then we'll have livestock judging registration with the judging contest right after it. The judging registration starts at 1. The contest starts at 1:30. That's on Sunday. And then the main event, just like tonight, we have the swine. The pigs draw the big crowd, and we'll have the swine showmanship tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Monday, we'll have school tours and awards. And then Tuesday, the buyer's luncheon starts at 11, exhibitors luncheon at 11, meet and greet for buyers and exhibitors from 12:30 to 1, and then the market animal sale starts at 1 o'clock. So make sure, if you forget any of that, it's all on our Facebook page. It's all on our website, acyfls.com, acyfls.com. We appreciate you all being here. Also, parking-wise, if any of y'all have parked in the camping area and you are not a camper, please move your vehicle. That is only for campers to be over there. Everybody else, we have plenty of parking around all sides of the building, and a huge field back over here that is not being taken advantage of. So a huge field back here that you can park in as well too, not just right next to the road. We are just about ready to start as all the exhibitors are in their pens, getting ready. The swine committee that organizes all this is getting ready, getting their last drinks to stay hydrated. And we will be started momentarily.
Anybody in the swine area that is not an exhibitor or not working with the fair committee for the swine show needs to exit the swine area so we can start loading for the first class.
Y'all need Jacob to help? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, Swine Show. We are going to get started right here, but before we get started, let's do as we would always do and honor our country with the singing of the national anthem. Please rise. We're going to have Abigail Hutchins sing the national anthem for us.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Abigail Hutchins, one of our exhibitors, singing the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our judge for tonight, Mr. Gary Childs. He's from Pelham, Georgia. He's a former National Swine Registry fieldman, former president of the American Yorkshire Club, and currently working as sales rep for cane manufacturers. Raises and sells show pig as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome our judge, Gary Childs. Now entering the ring is our first group of swine showmanship tonight. Class 1, we have Tyler Moore, Allison McOrders, Jace Stansberry, Grayson Powell, Addison Wilson, Samuel Carroll, Holly Carroll, Clay Taylor, Hayden Wilson, Rayleigh Steele, Kyler Kinney. Yes, this is a pig show, not showmanship. I apologize. So we tonight, for those that are new, we are judging the pig, or the judge is judging the pig, and not the showmen themselves. Tomorrow they'll judge the showmen on how good they present the pig. What they'll do is the judge will go along, he'll start picking out pigs, and then our group of swine committee members here, they'll take their boards that have a lot of our sponsors on them, and they'll usher them to one of the pens to have then a final drive inside here as well too, to be on the callback. Ladies and gentlemen, also in honor of our pig contest tonight, because we want you to go over there and buy tickets for the trailer and the cut and wrap hog, as well as buying the t-shirts, because all that raises money for putting this event on. And in honor of that, we don't want you to be a bore, because we want to reap what we sow. Thank you, thank you. We'll be here all night. Also, if you have any audience recommended jokes, you can post them on Facebook. Make sure they're clean. But you can post them on Facebook and tag Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show, and they may get read tonight or tomorrow night. I will censor them a little bit. All right. Thank you. Let's have a round of applause for all of our exhibitors. We separated out a top 5. We're going to come back with them. But let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 1 exhibitors making their way back to the back. If you have friends or family or people even that you don't like, that you'd like them to be able to watch the show tonight or tomorrow, it is all live streaming thanks to Crazy Dog's live event production company. We appreciate them putting it on YouTube. If you can't find YouTube or navigate YouTube, get one of the kids to help you, or go to acyfls.com, acyfls.com, and there will be a link there that you can direct them to if they're at home and unable to attend tonight.
Well, good afternoon, and it's good to be back down here with y'all again this year. And when I left last year, I really enjoyed it. I didn't know that I'd be coming back quite this quickly, which I'm happy to do. Dennis had told me that they probably don't use the same judge 2 years in a row, but some of the guys that they were thinking about bringing in kind of had some conflicts. Today is one of the real popular show pig days all over the country, I think, and so I didn't have anything to do, so I just will come on down here and spend the afternoon, the next couple of evenings with y'all. So nowhere I'd rather be, nothing I'd rather be doing than right here in Newberry, Florida, working with these young people and talking about the hog business. You know, this is a very good class of these 230-pound market hogs, and there's some differences in them, and you would expect them to be at this particular stage in the game because, you know, probably the majority of these started out with a little higher target weight in mind, and things happen. If you know anything about hogs much, once in a while they don't perform quite as well as they need to, and we had kind of a challenging winter in the southeast. I live up in Pelham, Georgia, which is all 2.5, maybe 3 hours from here, a little bit north and west, and it seemed like the humidity and just the wintertime made it a little more challenging to get hogs to grow and stay healthy than it has maybe been in some previous years. But we'll figure out how to deal with it and adjust with it. So it's not surprising. And yet, for a 230-pound class, these are 5 really nice market hogs. There's one in here that, for lack of a better way to put it, I think is a real show pony. He didn't want to get out of the gate just quite as good as he needs to, but that's about the only place I'm going to criticize this hog at this stage. The young lady here with the belted bear in the center of the ring is going to have the class winner. That bear is a modern-day show bear. He's one that's tall-fronted. He's good-looking. He's got good shape. He's sound on both ends. It's real hard to be real critical of that hog at this particular stage in the game. Second is going to be the spotted gilt, the real thick, powerful spotted gilt the young lady's got on the far end over there, and there's a whole lot of hog there. I don't think she's as long-fronted. I don't think she's as good-headed and as clean-headed and necked as the bear that we started the class off with, but man, she's got a big top. She's opened up. She's got a real round kind of a rib cage in her, and for one that's got that big of a hind end, she really handles her hip and rear leg extremely, extremely good, and I felt like that was a good place to have her in this particular class behind that show bear was second. Third's going to be the kind of the roan gilt here in the center that the young lady's got, and that gilt looks like she's one that's on the way up. She's got monster big legs. She's got a good hip and rear leg. I like that about her. She's probably the greenest, most immature of these top 3, and yet I think I read her as being one that's really got natural skeleton. Her shoulder blade's big, her forearm's big and clean. She's very sound, gets out and goes here in these shavings quite good. Fourth's going to be the young lady here with the other belted bear that's right here. I don't know what her number is, but that narrow-belted bear, that hog, front 2/3 of that hog's really good. I like that hog's head. He's got some definition to his jaw. He's up-headed when he gets to go, and he's tall-fronted. Hog just needs a little more muscle today to go ahead and beat these 3 that I've got him in this particular class, but he's deadly looking from the side, and if we could just get that hog to have a little more shape and just open up a little bit, I mean, that thing could be pretty lethal if he was about 45 pounds heavier than what I read him being today. And then 5 is going to be number 23 with his little blue bear over there, and I decided to keep him, and it was between him and a little belted gilt. I just felt like this bear had so much more center and rib in him. He's probably a rib shorter than the gilt that would have been in the top 5 if it wasn't for him. But I just admire the fore-rib and the shape that hog's got. Again, for one that's that wide, he stays true from front to rear in terms of his width and squareness. He's a good bear to be fit. If you would with me, give these kids a real nice round of applause for a very good Class 1.
All right, Class 1, we have first place, Rayleigh Steele. Second place, Holly Carroll. Third place, Allison McCorders. Fourth place, Kyler Kenning. And fifth place, Clay Taylor. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 1 exhibitors. Ladies and gentlemen, also, if you're going to be up next to the rail, please be down, squatted down, so the people in the stands can see by you. So if you're going to be up there, also do not stick your cameras through the fence or your hands through the fence. The pigs may not bite you, they might, but the kids may swat you with a whip, so that may hurt worse. Thank you. All right, Class 2 entering the ring. We're going to do the same thing here for the Swine Show. We're going to bring them in, we're going to sort them out, and then we're going to finalize them and place them for the class. Entering the ring, we have Luke Thompson, Marley Price, Colby Whitfield, Joby Rendeck, Jaquel Walker, Briley Kuhn, Warren Wilson, Taylor Trosper, and Camille Daniels. Take this time to recognize our sponsors, Farm Credit of Florida. We appreciate their partnership. Watson C&D, United Rentals, Florida Farm Bureau, Cowboys Barbecue and Catering, DW Pest Control, Mitchell's Specialty Meats and Bakery, and Life South Community Blood Centers. Thank you to all of our premier sponsors. Also the sponsors for this pig show, Sleepy G's Bees. They are presenting the class winner banners. Briar Patch is presenting the water for the exhibitors and all of our helpers here. And then Coleman Construction, they made possible the lime rock for storage area for all the equipment. Thank you to all of our sponsors. All right, we got the pigs sorted and put in the pen. And let's have a round of applause for all of our exhibitors in the ring here as they head back to their pens. Our additional sponsors, HCA Florida, North Florida Hospital, Gatorland Kubota, Alachua County Cattlemen's Association, Archer Automotive and Tire, the Front Runners FNGLA Chapter, Circle H Ag Sales, Quality Hay, Feed and Farm Supplies, Alachua County, Florida, ViStar Credit Union, Ernie's Southern Off-Road, GRE Signs, Edward Jones, Matt Cernsey, Financial Advisor, Whitfield Window and Doors, Decker Construction, Jones & Son Fire, Santa Fe Ford, and H2 Engineering. Thank you all.
Well, another good class, and I think there's a trio of these that make it fairly interesting. And yet, when I break it all down, there's still one in my mind that really gave me a good impression when she first got into the ring. And there's nothing that's happened since then makes me think we need to do anything but just continue to run with this one. I like this young man's belted gilt here in the center of the ring to be the class winner. Again, that's kind of the show gilt. That's kind of the show gilt in the class. It's got a lot of quality about her. She's really got a fresh skin and hair coat. Young man's got her presented well. She's heavy bone. She's big top. She's really, really fresh. She's a hog, as my old buddy Warren Beeler would say. She looks like a hog that's on the way up, and that's kind of the way I look at her today. Second's going to be the young man that once I got a look at his gilt, and I kind of gave him a few tips on showmanship, he was getting between me and the pig, and I couldn't see the pig. Once I got to where I could see the pig, well, I thought, it's a pretty good hog here. And so we're going to work on that showmanship. But you got a nice hog, young man. Number 37 here is going to be second in this class. And you know, that gilt's got some length of body. You know, that gilt really balances well. She's got a good skin and hair coat. He's got her good and fresh and looks like she's growing very well. You know, she's not probably as sharp up to her front end and head and neck as that class-winning gilt, and she's probably a rib longer, and yet I don't think she's quite as square. I don't think she's quite as tall at the point of the shoulder, but she's an awfully nice one to be second. Third's going to be the young man here in the green tie that's directly in front of me, and that's a really nice project pig, in my opinion. She's sound, she's complete, she's correct. She's not going to cause a whole lot of problems. She's not as extreme in an area or two as those two gilts that we had in front of her in this class. Her bone's not as big. Her feet is probably not quite as big and as stout as either the gilts that we had in first and second in this class, but just really practical, good kind of a pig that won't get anybody in any trouble, and I like her to be third in this class. Fourth's going to be the white bear that the young lady down there, I think it's number 5, maybe has got. You know, that old bear is just a pretty fundamentally good hog again, good market hog that's got some bone, and he's really level in his design. He could be a little more opened up and a little more square. The area that he beats the one is going to be in 5, though. I think he does square a little better out of his hip and rear leg and from the hock down to the ground. The black gilt that the young lady's got that's going to be 5 in this class, I felt like she needed to stay. And you can all tell she's kind of wanting to drive out a little bit. And part of that is she's just too wide from behind. She's getting outside of her skeleton. You know, width is a good thing. And there's kind of, we backed off of it because they got them all so wide and they're bowing pretty bad. And this one kind of does it a little bit. There's been a movement to make them a little wider again, and that's the fallout. And so I like balanced squareness. I prefer balanced squareness. I don't necessarily have to have the most extreme with the body, but I do like square hogs that balance good. This gilt front end is beautiful. You know, lots of muscle. We appreciate that. She just needs to go better out of her hip and rear leg. Real nice class again. If you would, congratulate these 5 young people with me as they go by.
All right, Class 2, first place, Colby Whitfield. Second place, Jaquel Walker. Third place, Joby Rendeck. Fourth place, Marley Price. And fifth place, Briley Kuhn. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 2 exhibitors. All right, Class 3 entering the ring. Number 72, Graham Eubanks. Number 141, Sarah Morgan. Number 3, Briar Boyd. Number 91, Adam Elkins. Number 131, Carson Summer. Number 61, Cheyenne Lalonde. Number 143, Will Beck. Number 147, Kyle Moore. And number 29, Brooke Zeller. Take this time to recognize the Friends of the Fair, Micanopy Friendship 4-H, Jack Gaskin, Campus USA Credit Union, Matthew and Shannon Brady, Windsor Warriors 4-H, Molly's Custom Silver, Kale Partners, Creative Virtue and Crafts, Capota Cattle Company, Davis Site Prep, Shelby Thomas Creative, and Holder Framing. Thank you to the Friends of the Fair. All right, let's have a round of applause for all of our exhibitors as we ask some to head back to the pen as we separate out our top 5. I apologize, we're going to keep 6.
Well, I think there's an interesting top two in here, and then one that, in my mind, comes to third fairly easily, or fairly logically, maybe not easily, but fairly logically. The top pair, one of them is really fresh. The other one's not quite as fresh, but probably a little more opened up and probably a little heavier boned. And I think that's kind of where we want to be, in spite of the fact that I think in a 4-H and FFA show we need to have skin and hair work done as well as we can. That's one of the areas I'd be the most critical of the bear that's going to win this class. I wish he was a little fresher. You don't always know the circumstances behind. Maybe they're doing as good here as they can do with him. I'm not sure, but I like the young lady's bear here. They're in the center with the bun in her hair there. That's the class winner to me. That hog's really tall at the point of the shoulder. He's heavy bone. He's really opened up from front to rear. You know, he pinches just a little at his ham loin, but in his class, that's been critical of the one that I feel like's got to win. I wish that he had as good a skin and hair as the one that's going to be second, and that's that young lady here with the elf belt Hampshire bear. That bear is really correct. That bear has got a good hip and rear leg. He doesn't have just as much natural shape probably as the bear that beat him in this class. He's not as square at the top of his blades. He doesn't open up quite as good, and he's not as heavy boned as that bear that we started the class off with. I'm going to tell you there's probably just as much muscle in that hog. There's just maybe not quite as much shape, and his skeleton's not as opened up as the bear that we started the class off with. But I do prefer the presentation and the skin and hair on the second place bear. Third's going to be this young man right here, number 31. With his little moderate bear, and man, that bear is sound, because that kid has chased that bear around this ring about 15 times. But he's been able to hold with it a little bit, so when he brought him back out the second go-around, I said, man, don't lean on him too hard. It's kind of hot, this humidity, but, man, he ain't slowed down, and that bear just keeps going. So keep doing what you're doing, buddy. You know more about that one than I do. But I'd make him a rib longer. That bear is really opened up. He's really sound. And that's a good thing. We have found out that hog can withstand quite a bit of pushing on. So that's a good thing. So third's a good spot for him. Fourth's going to be the spotted bear that the young man there in the center of the ring's got. That bear's got a lot of product. He's going to go to the rail and have a big top in him and quite a bit of shape and muscle. You know, he doesn't balance quite as well from front to rear as these three that I've got in front of him. But fundamentally, he's a good market hog that looks like he's kind of on the way up again. Five's going to be the young lady here with a white shirt behind, and that bear is just a little too narrow. He's really fresh. He's got good skin and hair. He's sound. That's what got him to be fifth in this drive, and just the fact that he's going to be able to go out here and continue to drive. 5 good pigs again. Congratulate these Class 3 exhibitors with me as they go back to the barn, please.
Class 3, first place, Sarah Morgan. Second place, Cheyenne Lalonde. Third place, Carson Summer. Fourth place, Will Beck. And fifth place, Briar Boy. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 3 exhibitors. All right, we got a few fast ones coming into the ring. And the kids to follow are number 28, Cameron Swallows, number 133, Paul Simmons, number 88, Noah Bagby, number 38, Gabriel Good, number 139, Dominic Walter, number 81, Molly Christmas, number 130, Shepard Simmons, number 45, Nash Cox, number 50, Briley Brown, number 151, Colton Swilly, and number 110, Chloe Walding. The pigs got a little bored last night. That wasn't the joke. They got a little bored last night, so the swine committee's gotten together and has decided to play them Shakespeare. They're going to play Hamlet for them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for all of our exhibitors here in Class 4, where you've got the top 5 separated out or pinned up, and we'll get ready to separate them out here momentarily as we get the rest of them back to the staging area.
I know tomorrow night's showmanship, and without giving away too many things, I will say this, and I want everybody to understand it and hear it clearly. I prefer the hogs to be driven, and if you've got one hand behind your back and your pig won't come out of the gate, use that free hand and get that hog going. There's one in here that's been a little bit hard for me to look at. If you can get them going and drive them like they need to, and you got your hand behind your back, that's fine. But for me, I'm an old hog man. I like for those kids to drive those hogs and have them driven with authority. And if that means taking all the tools that the good Lord gave you to make it happen, then I'm all right with that, okay? Just so everybody understands where we're going to be tomorrow night. This isn't showmanship tonight, but I'm going to give y'all a few pointers on where we're going to try to be on this thing, because when the light comes on and it's go time, I want them hogs driving. I don't care what you do with your left hand or your right hand. You know, if you need to be slapping that hog on his neck, you're not going to hurt him, I promise you. Get that hand from behind your back, especially if you're not going to be balanced and you can't control the pig. And you're more worried about that hand behind your back than you are getting that pig driven. I want that hog driven. That's my first thing. And then we'll worry about all that other afterwards. So if I can get that done, then we're going to be satisfied and we're going to be able to get along really, really good in showmanship. A little bit of give and take in this class, and I've been all over the board here with 2 or 3 of these, all the way from 1st to 6th and 2nd to 4th and everything else, trying to figure out exactly where I wanted to be in this class. And there's good in all of them, and there's areas that I'd fix them all. And practically to every class we've had, I've had a real clear-cut class winner, but this one I've just kind of had to do a little digging around and trying to figure out exactly where I want to be. And the longer these kids drive these pigs, the one that suits me the best is going to be this black-headed gilt that the young man here in the center's got. That gilt's the tallest fronted. She's the most attractive up to her front end. She's the neatest looking. She's got a big top in her. You get on top of her, she's got a groove down her back. Her upper hip and rear leg is extremely good. She's a little drier right in behind her blade than necessarily would be ideal. And gilts will do that more than barras. They want to stay trim and lean. Getting a gilt fat is a challenge. They want to stay like pretty little girls, you know, and not have a lot of excess fat on them. So trying to get that to happen sometimes doesn't make their ribs quite as round and fluffy looking as a barra. and part of that is just those barras don't have hormones in them anymore, and the gilts still do. So that having been said, I still think she's the one that needs to start this class. Second's going to be the solid black barra that the young lady here in the center of the ring's got. And that barra is really sound. He's really, really well presented. I like those things about him. He doesn't have just the natural heaviness of skeleton. I wish I could just stouten him right up through his jaw and between his eyes, make his legs a little bigger, his feet a little bigger down into the ground. He's really sound, really fresh, got a great body. I like that about that hog. And he is more robust, and he's got more flesh on his rib, and has been able to get more, probably closer to ideal flesh for a market hog than even the gilt that I started the class off with. Third's going to be my little man right here with the green jacket on. That's got a monster big top in him. Probably percent lean. That might be the one that you take to the rail, and he's probably going to hang maybe the best carcass of any of these top 3 just in terms of percent muscle and percent lean. He gets up in his top a little bit more than I would deem to be absolutely ideal, and he's one of those kind that probably gets outside of his skeleton just a little more than I think that maybe one needs to be. And he'd be one of those kind of hogs, if he would flesh and if you could get enough to him, would even look better than what he does right now. But man, he's got a big top and a big square hip. I like those things about him. Next is going to be the young man's wide belted barra over here to my right. And that barra's got a really good look to him. I identify with hogs like that look. That barra's got a good 4 rib in him. He's got good depth of body. He's sound. He's not got quite as much muscle. He doesn't have quite as much just natural shape in a market hog setting as the 2 or 3 that we've got in front of him in this particular class. But just from a practicality and fundamental standpoint, that's a good bearer. Number 50 here is going to be 5th in this class, and man, that's a good kill. The front 2/3 of her are really good, and she was part of that fray that they all just kind of took off and ran down here to the other end, and I didn't see her left back leg, and I thought, man, I've got a real good handle in here. The longer you look, she's too straight out of her hock. That's not a good functional deal there. She's too straight. Her hock and hip and rear leg need to be a little better. I hate that for that young lady because everywhere else that's a fairly high quality gilt. But I get a little worried off of both ends, and particularly this right back leg. She's just too straight from the hock down to the ground. And then finally we've got my 133, yes, right here, 133, my little man's barra. That barra is probably in this class needs to be a rib longer, and with some of the young people anymore that's really involved in this thing, when you start talking about hogs need to be a little longer, they're kind of into moderate and boxy. I'm not. I like length of body that's balanced. He's a little too short for me, and if that makes me member of the old man's club, I'm 61, so I'll wear that badge proud and honestly too. That bear needs to be just a tick longer in my opinion. Give them a real nice round of applause. Really good set of kids, and they're doing a great job out here getting these hogs driven. Good job, guys.
All right, so Class 4, first place, we have Noah Bagby. Second place, we have Chloe Walding. Third place, we have Cameron Swallows. Fourth place, we have Nash Cox. Fifth place, we have Briley Brown. And sixth place, we have Paul Simmons. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 4 exhibitors. Coming into the ring, Class 5. We have number 77, William Mallard. Number 135, Kaylin Kinney. Number 144, William Wheeler. Number 105, Landon Grunder. Number 96, Luke James. Number 24, Kaylin Taylor. Number 92, Christian Sims. Number 36, Gracelyn Watson. And number 134, Caitlin Pettyjohn. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our Class 5 exhibitors. We've picked our top 5 in the pins. We're going to ask a few of them to step back to the ring. Once again, if you're not an exhibitor and you're not assisting with the setup, then please stay from the back area. So if you're not an exhibitor and you're not part of the help, please stay from the back area. If you've already been done showing and you leave out, please stay out of the back area. Don't keep the traffic in and out. Thank you. We appreciate our swine committee members out there helping out, as well as our ambassadors. I don't know if you've seen the last part, but old Madeline Worley over here with a clipboard, a mic, ribbons, and a pin, and then the other hand having a board helping push one of the pigs out. So thank you all for your help.
Well, we've got 5 nice market hogs out here, and for me in this class, it's kind of a one-horse race, and after that, we're kind of everybody's driving for second. This bear the young lady's got in the center here suits me really, really good. That bear is tall-fronted, he's clean-necked and headed, he's got real nice shape to his top, upper hip, and this hog is good. I'm not going to be real critical of this bear at this stage of the game. He's a very, very nice class winner. Second's going to be the young man's gilt over here to my left, and that gilt's really, really heavy bone. She's probably not quite as fresh, you know, and they've clipped her a little tight. And just for future reference, I mean, I think probably, you know, the way this class-winning bear is presented and clipped skin and hair-wise is where we want to be. We don't want to keep clipping those hogs as tight anymore as we used to. At one time, I realized that was the industry standard. It's not so much anymore. And that gilt actually would look better with more hair on her. They've got her peeled down kind of real slick, and it makes her not look as round-ribbed and have as much shape to her rib. She's heavy-boned and she's big-footed. She's just clipped a little tight, where this other bear is just so well presented. Good pair of hogs to be 1 and 2 in this class. Third's going to be the wide-belted bear that the young lady with the blue ribbon in the back of her hair has got, and that bear gives you a really, really nice look from the sheath forward. He's another one of those that gets outside of his skeleton from behind, and that's one of my pet peeves, because I think we really have to keep these hogs square and inside of themselves, but he gets out and goes really good in spite of that, and she's got him presented extremely good. Skin and hair on that hog is outstanding. Fourth's going to be the blue-eyed bear that the young man over here to my right's got, and fundamentally that's just a good market hog. He's got good length of neck. The symmetry in him's fine. His angles are good. Soundness is good. Could probably use just a little more shape and maybe be just a tick heavier bone to go ahead and move up. 5's the next one down there that I just felt like was the best skeleton and the soundest in this class, and real good kind of a hog. It needs to be a little more opened up, needs a little more shape and muscle to go ahead and move up any higher in this class. But a pig like that kind of design will never disappoint anybody and give you lots of trouble. So I appreciate those kind. Very good class again. Congratulate these young people with me as they go back to the barn.
Class 5, first place, Kaylin Kinney. Second place, Christian Sims. Third place, Caitlin Pettyjohn. Fourth place, Landon Grunder. And fifth place, William Maller. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 5 exhibitors. Coming into the ring, Class 6, number 153, Ashlyn Mountain. Number 18, Caleb Crozier. Number 126, Gatlin Busby. Number 46, Rachel Miller. Number 74, Ashley Mallard. Number 25, Cassie Reed. Number 137, Camille Hart. Number 27, Dalton Jones. Number 21, Camden Varnes. Number 56, Colton Harvey. Number 93, Tristan Duke. And number 142, Emery Bryan. Ladies and gentlemen, just give you kind of an update since we had quite a contingent here in the crowd for the Hawthorne girls basketball team, coached by former Gator great Cornelius Ingram, who also coached the state championship football team. His team yesterday came back to win from behind with a 17-2 run. Today they come back from behind after being down 18-9 at half. They come back to win 43-40 to win their state championship, Hawthorne High School. Congrats. I know Newberry and Williston also have been in contention as well in the boys, so we'll keep keeping a watch on all of our area teams and supporting them. Congratulations, Hawthorne. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for our Class 6 exhibitors. We have our top 5 pin as we usher the other ones towards the staging area in the back.
Well, we got another another nice class, and I've landed on one that suited me good when she got here, and the longer things have gone on, the more convinced I am that she's the one that needs to start this class. And when the young lady is able to get her to drive and going, I mean, she goes with quite a bit of authority. When she's not going as quick as she needs to, it makes me wonder sometimes if her hip and rear leg's good enough. But when she gets out and drives, it's plenty good. I like the young lady over here to my right, number 46, to be the class winner. That girl's got a really big rib cage in her. She's heavy bone. She's got a nice look to her. She's a very, very nice handle in this class for me. Second's going to be the young man here with the green bow tie closest to me. That bear's got good length of body. That bear is sound. He's fundamentally a very correct hog. He doesn't have quite as much just bone, natural mass as that gilt that we beat him with in class. You know, and he's probably not quite as fresh in his skin and hair as that gilt is either. Then third's going to be my little man down there with 27, that real balanced, wide-belted Hampshire bear that he's got. I'd make that bear one rib longer. He doesn't go out of his hip, and well, I think his hips may be okay, but he doesn't go out of his hock. maybe quite as good as I wish that he would, and just stride and go the kind of length of stride that he should have for one that's a little bit shorter in his coupling and makeup. You'd like to see that hog just get out and go. If he could do that with the extra forerib and depth of body that he's got, I could go ahead and convince myself to move that hog up a notch or two in class. He's just a little too choppy from behind for me. Fourth's going to be this real stout gilt that the young lady here in the center of the ring's got. Again, really good skin and hair on that gilt, and there's quite a bit of structure in that hog. Again, she's probably not the one that just gets out and goes with the most freedom and ease of movement of any of them in the class, but I'm calling her big-legged, I'm calling her big-bladed. That's really good rib shape right in behind her blade and that sort of thing. And again, she's one of those, when she's driven at the correct speed like she's doing right now, she's a pretty nice show pig. Five's going to be the black-headed barra that the young lady over here in the corner's got. Really good length of body. He's just kind of fought the fence. It's made it just a little bit hard for him to get out and go. Hip and rear leg on this hog could be a little better. And this is one that could balance just a little better. And this is why some of my younger friends that have a lot of enthusiasm for this business would say they like hogs shorter because they balance better. This one's not quite, everything doesn't quite fit quite as well as it needs to on this barra. So that gets him to be 5, but man, he's got a big forearm, big front leg, lots to like and admire in that hog. I understand why that young lady put him on feed. He probably just took off and had a big growth spurt at some point in his life. Give them all a real nice round of applause with me if they go back, please.
All right, Class 6, we have first place Rachel Miller. Second place, Caleb Crozier. Third place, Dalton Jones. Fourth place, Ashlyn Mountain. And fifth place, we have Camille Hart. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 6 exhibitors. Now entering the ring is Class 7. Just in case you are wondering, we do have 13 classes tonight. 13 classes. We are moving right along, a little over halfway through. 11 participants in Class 7, number 71, Eiley Eubank, Centuria Williams, Christopher Hines, Lawson Reno, Nolan Thomas, Caroline Allen, Emily Dampier, Holly Moore, Caleb Jacobs, Sophia Zimmerman, and Aubrey Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, I also do apologize. A couple years ago, we actually had exhibitors and pigs all overheating back here in the back, and we had to make some changes. We asked the county to put in some fans, but they kind of put the fans in the wrong place. They put them over the exhibitors instead of over the pigs in the arena here. So while y'all are freezing up there, I do apologize, but the pigs are actually getting watered down back here because they're overheating, as well as our swine volunteers. They may have to start pouring water over themselves too as they're running hot too. So we do apologize for y'all freezing. If y'all can, push some of that air this way for us.
needs to be longer, baby. Really good skin hair. You've done your part. Just need to have her big. Just working with Andrew.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to all of our Class 7 exhibitors. We have the top 5 pinned up, so let's give a round of applause to our exhibitors heading back to the pins. Once again, just a reminder, if you are parked back there in the camper area, today and tomorrow we need you to park, and you're not a camper, then we need you to park up here with everybody else and just walk back and forth. We have too many kids going around, as well as even adults as well that may not pay attention as much to vehicle travel, and so please let's limit the traffic back there. And if you're not a camper, please don't drive back there.
Really good here on the top end, and you know, there's a man-child floating around in here, and hopefully, you know, if you're a student of this game or trying to figure out what a good one needs to look like, then look in here with me on this blueback bear. I mean, man, he is stout and he's almost flawless in his design. He comes at you with a big chest. He's got good shape to his rib. He's got good center body. He's got a lot of bone. He's got real big feet. You know, it's hard to be critical of that hog out here at this stage in the game today. Like I said, that's a man-child floating around out here in the ring. Second's going to be this young man here with this real nice up-headed belted bear, number 122. Really fresh, really sound, up-headed, really athletic and mobile, very balanced, gets out and goes. He's not as stout as that blueback bear that we started the class off with, but man, he's got a big top in him. He's fresh. Just make him a little stouter to go ahead and play the game that the blueback bear does to move up any higher, but really good pair of bears to be 1-2. 3 is going to be the young lady, number 41, that we need to kind of work on just kind of getting positioned before tomorrow night if she's going to participate in showmanship. She gets between me and the pig. That doesn't take away from the fact that she's got a very nice pig. that big sound. That gilt's got structure. She's probably heavier structured than the Barra. She's just not as big topped and probably quite not as stout just from front to rear, but that gilt's got a really good hip and rear leg in her. Lots to admire with her. 4 is going to be that really, really mobile hog with a spot in the center of her belt that the young man down over there, number 67's got. And you talk about one that is sound and flexible and really good on their feet and legs. I really, really admire so much about that hog, just in terms of being able to get out and go and how the kind of flex and reach and get and go that she's got. The young man's been pushing on her pretty hard. Probably a little bit too hard for my taste, but man, she gets out and goes, so you really have to appreciate that. 5 is going to be the other young man with his real nice Barra that he's got here. Soundness and just fundamentals gets him to be in the top 5, because this Barra doesn't have a lot of problems. He just doesn't have a big enough top. He's not square enough chested coming right at you to go ahead and compete with a couple of these that we've got in here. Give all 5 of these a real, real nice round of applause. Very good class of market hogs.
Class 7, first place, Holly Moore. Second place, Caleb Jacobs. Third place, Aubrey Scott. Fourth place, Lawson Reno. And fifth place, Christopher Hines. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 7 exhibitors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in our Class 8 exhibitors. Number 13, Olivia Walker. Number 64, Abby Castles. Number 49, Madison Stein. Number 132, Eli Simmons. Number 20, Ace Pearson. Number 2, Juniper Cruz. Number 127, Adele Busby. Number 39, Cameron Murphy. Number 8, Annabeth Green. Number 14, Tate Howell. And number 6, Sailor Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, we also want to recognize our board of directors. Their names, I'm not going to read them out, but there's 28 of them. We appreciate their service. They're also inside of our brochure, but also on our website. They're also, just like Travis Boyd down here, they're wearing a name tag right here on their shirts or their hats. Some of them got them there. Travis is actually head of our complaints department. So if you ever have a complaint, you see Travis Boyd. But seriously, anybody that has those tags on it, we always are looking to make the fair better and the experience better, but also for the kids. So if you have some suggestions, hopefully they're constructive, we would certainly love to hear them. But we would more importantly love your support and involvement as well too. So if you're interested in being involved, please contact one of the board members, or you can go on acyfls.com and find out more information as well. Once again, if you're standing up next to the ring or up at the rail, please move around so people can see, especially the ones that are sitting right behind you. So if you're at that white rail, please don't sit on the white rail, but also please move from around it. If you're standing up, squat down so the people behind you that are seated in the stands can see. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 8 exhibitors. We have our 5 pinned up and our others heading back to the staging area. Thank you all and congratulations.
Well, in this class, we've got a little bit of give and take, and you know, I mean, that's always going to be the way it is at pig shows. Once in a while, you know, like in that last class, we've got a hammer to start the class off with, but out here, you know, we've got 2 or 3 that you could make a case for, and then you get to scratching your head, yeah, but I change them here, yeah, I do that. When I break it all down out here for me, the one that I feel like just is the most opened up, the best presented, the freshest in his skin and hair. He needs to be a little bigger in his frame, and I'd be the first one to admit that, and yet he's the one I keep coming back to that I feel like needs to win this class. Young lady's little blue bear right here is going to be the class winner in this particular class. You know, sometimes we can't always have perfection. You just have to judge them as they bring them to you, and that's the best quality show bearer in this class. He's got good shape to his rib. He's opened up. You know, I mean, he's a heavy little devil, mashing those scales down, and I appreciate the fact, you know, he's a little bit challenged from the standpoint of not being as big a frame as some of these others, but past that, he's the show pony in the class. Second's going to be the young lady on the far side over there with her belted gilt, number 64, and, you know, that gilt has got some things to her that are very, very good. She's got a big top. She's got a big fresh top. She's got a good sound skeleton. She's very, very well designed. She's probably more square from front to rear than the bear that we started the class off with. and she is some kind of athletic and mobile. She doesn't have quite as much bone, and some of my old mentors would say the reason that she can get out and go like she does is she doesn't have those big old monster legs like everybody demands this day and time in the show pig business, and that's probably right. She's probably got enough bone, but in this world, you know, you'd maybe like to stouten her just a little bit from a show pig setting, make her a little fresher just in her skin and hair, and she's another one that if she hadn't been clipped so tight would look better than what I'm calling her today. That makes her look just a hair frail in relation to some of the other hogs we've got out here. Third's going to be the young lady's solid white barra there in the center of the ring, and rib and body and just production gets him to be third in this class. And fundamentally, that's a good hog. He needs a little more shape. He gets a little bit crestier through his throat than where we deem to be absolutely ideal, but he's square from front to rear. He balances to me pretty nice. He's the one I like to be third in this drive. Fourth's going to be the little fella down in the corner with a painted up barra that's been a little bit of a handful for the young man to drive, and fundamentally that's a good barra. That's a good barra. That barra's got bone, that barra's got foot. That barra just needs to have just a little more natural shape. He needs to be a little fresher in his appearance, and again, he's another one. I think if we'd left a little more hair on that hog, he actually would look stouter and more robust, more similar to the class winner than where we're at with him having been clipped that tight. Five's going to be the wide belted barra that the young man over there's got, and presentation on that hog is second to none, and I commend that young man for that. The barra just needs to be more opened up and have more muscle, but he was sound, he was correct. Just the fundamentals, again, gets him to be 5 in this class. 5 good hogs, young people doing a great job. Congratulate them as they go back to the barn with me one final time, please.
All right, Class 8, we have first place Madison Stein, second place Abby Castles, third place Sailor Thomas, fourth place Eli Simmons, and fifth place Tate Howell. Let's give them all a round of applause for our Class 8 exhibitors. All right, Class 9, entering the ring, we have number 4, Lexi Bonnell. Number 128, J.C. Paulson. Number 51, Brantley Smith. Number 9, Tyson Fralick. Number 117, Emma Carroll. Number 86, Cy Bristow. Number 107, Lane Holton. Number 65, Brooke Castles. Number 66, Landon Rayno. Number 47, Mabry Stewart. And number 55, Hunter Thomas. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for all of our Class 9 exhibitors as we pinned our top 5, and we'll sort them out here momentarily as we help these other ones back towards the back.
Well, again, very good class of hogs, very competitive set of these hogs out here. The one that I'm going to start the class off with is Young Man's Blue-Eyed Bear over here to the center. Really tall fronted, really good looking, gets out and goes. That hog's really, really mobile, you know, and squares from front to rear, very good. Gives you a real good look from the side. He's a good bear to start the class off with. Second's going to be my little man over here with his little belted bear. And, you know, the front 2/3 of that hog, I think, is really good. He's not as good out of his hip and rear leg. Needs to maybe be just a little longer right at the top of his hip to go ahead and compete with that Blue-Eyed Bear. But if you like the rib shape and the depth of body, forerib that he's got, you know, there's lots of product in that hog. Heavy bone, well-presented kind of a bear. Third's going to be 55 with a black-headed hog here and really tall fronted. Just open that bear up, give him a little more rib shape and give him a little more thickness as he goes away from you. But he's a really fresh hog that's got good skin and hair, probably clipped a little tight for my liking out here. It probably would make him look a little more robust and thicker all the way through if he had just a little more hair on him. Next is going to be the young lady with the gilt, the blue-eyed gilt down there. Don't know what her number is. That gilt's really got a lot of product. Again, she's one that's clipped plenty tight. She's a little rounder and tighter in her muscle than I deem to be absolutely ideal out here today. But, man, she gets and goes for as much product as she's got. She gets out and goes. She just needs to be bigger footed and heavier bone. I like some things about the painted up bear here to be 5 in this particular class. He just needs more britches as he goes away from you. He flattens right through the center portion of his body and up through his rib. Just give him a little more curvature, open him up, and give him a little more shape. I like the length of body. I like the balance that the bear has got. Good set of hogs all the way again. Give all 5 of them a real nice round of applause with me as they go back to the barn, please.
All right, let's have a first place, Class 9, Brantley Smith. Second place, Tyson Fralick. Third place, Hunter Thomas. Fourth place, Brooke Castles. And fifth place, J.C. Paulson. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 9 exhibitors. All right, let's welcome in our Class 10 exhibitors. Number 26, Lexi Castles. Number 85, Avery Worley. Number 104, Waylon Davis. Number 152, Abigail Hutchins. Number 111, Wyatt Hester. Number 100, Jarrett Bailey. Number 124, Bailey Akers. Number 15, Tibbs Howell. Number 101, Jeffrey Peterson. Number 59, Cole Williams. Number 40, Keyshawn Johnson. And number 119, Dallin Balcom. Let's have a round of applause for our Class 10 exhibitors. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a Chevy Silverado, license plate 51943Z, 51943Z, Chevy Silverado that is parked over here in front of the vendors, it needs to be moved. It's blocking one of the vendors in. So if that's your Chevy Silverado, please go move it. Also, if you drive a Toyota, and you will have to identify it, but if you drive a Toyota and you don't have your key fob, you probably aren't going very far tonight. So make sure you come in here to the podium and identify it, and we'll be happy to give it to you, or it's a long walk home tonight.
Good hog managed plans have just gone to pot. Sorry about that. Okay, 7.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause for all of our Class 10 exhibitors. We have our top 5 pinned, and we'll get ready to separate them here shortly. Great job, Class 10 exhibitors. Fans, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you go over there to the table, grab your official Alachua County Youth Fair t-shirt. Still have a few of them left. Also, while you're there, you can either pay in person or pay by the QR code for the Texas trailer here, as well as the cut and wrap hog for the scholarship fund. We appreciate you all, and we hope that you make your way down there, grab yourself a whole bunch of those Texas trailer tickets, as they donate year after year, and we really appreciate their support.
Well, I think these are the 5 best pigs we've had in one top 5 group or in one class. So before I tell you how we're going to do this, give these kids a real nice round of applause. This is good, we've got some differences in here, and we've got a handle, I think, that's pretty obvious or should be fairly obvious, and then we've got some awfully high quality pigs to sort through here through 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The one for me that's a standout is the little guy here with the green 4-H jacket on, exhibitor number 59. That's the show hog in this particular drive. She's fresh top, she's great skin and hair. Preparation on that hog is outstanding. She's good-headed neck. That's a good show pig in my opinion. She's not really messed up anywhere. Now, some of my buddies that can really break them down and critique them could tell you what's wrong with her. I'm not going to get that critical of her because she's awfully good, I think. And so we're just going to let her be the class winner in this particular drive. Second's going to be one that kind of grew on me the longer the drive went on. And if she had the kind of fluff and fit and presentation that class winner's got, I think she gets after her even harder than what I see her doing, and that's this one right here. And this gilt isn't the freshest one in the class, and I would be the first one to admit that, but this is a good hog. This hog has got a big rib in her. She's got a flexible skeleton. She's got a really bulletproof hip and rear leg. I could see how this hog in a breeding hog setting can do some things that other one probably can't do. Look how she gets and goes, how that hip and rear leg. She's just not presented in the show pig fashion like this young man's gilt is over here to win this class, and I've kind of got to break her down. If we get her in a little bloomier, showier fashion, that thing there's pretty doggone good, but she's greener and just not quite as stout as the class winner. Third's going to be this young lady's barrow right here, and I thought we were going to be second with him, and yet he's got a little bit of an injury working on his left back leg, keeps him from getting out and driving. I've been pretty critical of most of the hogs like that, and he's probably got a little swelling back there. This one was just too good, I felt like, to leave, and it doesn't look like it's happened too long ago, which is kind of making an excuse for a hog that I think's got really good rib and body. If we could just fix him in that one spot, he pushes that gilt pretty hard, in my opinion. I just finally decided third was where I was the most comfortable with this hog at in this particular class. 4 and 5 are really high quality barrows. I like the painted up barrow closest to me here to be 4 in this class, and that barrow's probably not quite as lean or as shapely as the gilts and stuff and that other barrow that we've got in 1, 2, and 3 in this class. But man, he's got depth of body, he's got rib, he's got center, he's got a bulletproof skeleton. Lots to admire and lots to appreciate in that hog. 104, the young fellow's got over there, is going to be 5th in this class, and I will tell that little guy that's by far the best 5th place pig we've had tonight. I know that doesn't necessarily help his feelings to be 5th, but that bear's got bone, that bear's sound, that bear's got a good hip and rear leg. He's presented good. He's just run into a pretty good kind of a class, in my opinion. And he's a little greener just in his skeletal, just through the center portion of his body and through his rib. And man, he's heavy boned and sound. Lots to admire. 5 really nice ones. Give them all a real nice round of applause as they go back, please.
All right, Class 10, first place, Cole Williams. Second place, Lexi Castles. Third place, Abigail Hutchins. Fourth place, Dallin Balcom. And fifth place, Waylon Davis. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 10 exhibitors. All right, coming into the ring, Class 11. Have 11 entries. Number 112, Dylan Hodge. Number 102, Bristol Crossman. Number 57, Reagan Anthony. Number 138, Natalie Walter. Number 69, Jacob Travers. Number 17, Trent Keel. Number 63, Elijah Hood. Number 89, Kaylee Boyd. Number 52, Hunter Touche. Number 146, Bellamy Rindek. And number 95, Kate James. Once again, just want to recognize also our sponsors for the pig show, Sleepy G's Bees. They're the class winner. They provide the class winner banners. Also, Briar Patch, water for the exhibitors and helpers, as hot as it is down here. We appreciate that. Also, Coleman Construction. They provided the lime rock for storage area for all of the equipment. Thank you to all of our specific sponsors for the pig show itself. Exhibitors, just a reminder, if you were a first or second in your class, you need to be in the pen with your pigs and still dressed, as we're going to have callbacks. And if the top one in your class wins, then you're going to be pulled back in as well. So first and second, the top two from each class, you need to be in your pen with your pig. Y'all can be pen pals for just a little bit longer. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our Class 11 exhibitors. As we've pinned our top 5 and we have the others headed back to the pinning area. Some of these pigs are back here trying to help you guys out in the audience with this cold weather. They're laying on the ground trying to see if they can see their shadow as a groundhog.
Well, again, we've got a real nice handle in this class, and from there on out, it gets to be a little bit of give and take. I like the young man 112 over here with a green 4-H jacket on to be the class winner. That's certainly the show pig in this class. I mean, that dude has got a big top. He's got a big square hip, and I really want to see this young man not get so far forward driving this pig. I'd like to see him positioned here at his ham loin. Because as he gets closer to him, he slows him down. If you'll just stand right here, buddy, and drive him right there, this hog will look a lot longer. he'll look a lot longer and a lot more balanced. When you get up here and he sees you at his head, he's scrunching up at his top. He's long enough body. We just got to get him driven right, okay? Good job, man. That's a great hog. You've got great skin and hair. Let's get him driven really, really good. Second's going to be this young lady's getting right over here to my right, number 57. And, you know, I like the length of body. I like the soundness. I like the flexibility and function that Gil's got. She's another one of those, and I hate to sound like a broken record this evening, but she'd be better off with a little more hair on her, or similar to what my young man's Barra over here has got. But man, she's got length of body and she's got substance of bone. I like that. I like the flexibility that she's got. Not working with the greatest skin and hair, but we can work around that with one that's sound and with that much bone and that much muscle and that good a hip and rear leg. Third's going to be the young man over here with my little Duroc gilt that kind of, I had first thought she was a hair green, and she is in relation to a couple of the others that we've got out here. But when you break it down in terms of natural skeleton, she's probably about this just naturally heavy skeleton, big bladed, big forearm, really sound, really complete kind of a gilt. I decided third would be the spot for her. Fourth's going to be this young lady here with the wide belted Barra 102. And that bear is really complete. The bear is really sound. He needs to have more bone. He needs to be bigger footed, but he's got a big fresh top in him. Lots of good in that hog fundamentally. And then we've got the outlier down here that's going to be 5 in this class, number 89. She's a little bit lower fronted and a little quicker in her maturity for me. She's got ginormous legs. And I kind of like that. I just wish there was more length of cannon and she looked bigger to me than what we actually see her doing out here today. But I really appreciate the depth of body, the width, and the stoutness that she's got. She's just a little bit coarser, in my opinion, than like the hogs we've got in first and second. Good class again. Congratulate all these exhibitors with me one final time.
Class 11, first place, Dylan Hodge. Second place, Reagan Anthony. Third place, Hunter Touche. Fourth place, Bristol Crossman. And fifth place, Kaylee Boyd. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 11 exhibitors. Ladies and gentlemen, we have just 2 classes to go. 2 classes to go, and then we're going to get into some of the finals with the callbacks. Once again, if you have placed first or second in your class, make sure you are in your pin. First or second in your class, make sure you're in the pin with your pig and dressed. All right, entering the ring with class 12, number 42, Waylon White. Number 12, Michael Wonder. Number 109, Bryson Osteen. Number 116, Austin Moore. Number 125, Ramsey Stanley. Number 113, Preston Hodge. Number 106, Riley Helton. Number 70, Emery Eubanks. Number 99, Logan Shine. Number 103, Braylon Hartzog. Number 62, Michaela Hodges. Number 16, Molly Wells. And rounding it out, number 43, Jackson Broom. All these pigs in this class are from 271 to 279. The last class will be from 280 to 290. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our Class 12 exhibitors. We have the top 5 placed in the pens, and we'll help our other exhibitors back to the back in the staging area. Last class is staged up, so Class 1 and 2, or class winners, 1 and 2, first and second place in your class, you need to be ready in your pens. At the end of the Grand and Reserve selection, once we finish here, please wait momentarily before coming back here, as we have a flood of people wanting to get autographs from all these exhibitors, but we want to make it to where we can get the pigs back to their pens without running people over. So if you could, please wait moments, and then we'll let you back once we have everybody back, or all the pigs back to their pens. Just a reminder about the camping spots. Camping over there, all the cars and vehicles that are not campers need to be parked over here. There's plenty of parking over here if you'd like to be able to park over there.
Another good class, and still got a lot of quality here for as heavy as some of these hogs appear to be. And you know, as I break this down, there's one that I'm fairly confident is a pretty good handle in here, and at times I question, is she getting outside of her skeleton, but then you get behind her and she really's not. I don't think her. She handles it fairly well. She's about as far out there as I want to be with one, but gosh, she's got structure and she's fresh and got a big back in her and long-necked and long-fronted. I like the young lady here with the off-belt gilt in the center of the ring to have you class winner. And I think that's still the best place to be in this particular class. Second's going to be this young lady's real heavy-duty, big-bodied bear here in 103. And this bear has matured. He's kind of caught up with him just a little bit in terms of his head and neck, and you know, it's easier for those gilts to stay a little sharper and cleaner up through their head and neck, particularly at these heavier weights in relation to some of these bears. But that bear's got good center. That bear's got good flank. He's a good problem-free, sound, complete, really fresh bear that looks like he's just been doing it all at the dinner table in terms of eating and growing and converting, and I really like that. Third's going to be the wide-belted, real heavy bone gilt that the young lady's got, and she's got a big front leg and a big forearm, a big top in her. We can all see that she wants to get outside of herself from behind just a little more, and she wants to straighten out of her hock and rear leg. But there's a lot of good in her. We just need to fix her in a spot or two to go ahead and move her up. 4 is going to be the wide-belted gilt that the young man on the far side's got. That gilt's really athletic and flexible and sound. We need to open her up, make her just a little more square up through her front knees, maybe make her just a tick heavier bone, but man, she's got a good forerib, good depth of body, good center in her, really, really sound and flexible. Lots to admire and appreciate about her. 5 is going to be the solid black bear that the young man's got, that he gives you a real good appearance from the side. He just disappoints you as you view him from behind and getting down his top. But feet and legs, soundness, heaviness of bone, good footed. He checks all those boxes. Pretty good hog, needs a little more to him. Good class again. Congratulate these 5 exhibitors with me.
All right, Class 12, first place, Ramsey Stanley. Second place, Braylon Hartzog. Third place, Riley Helton. Fourth place, Logan Shine. And fifth place, Bryson Osteen. Let's have a round of applause for all of our Class 12 exhibitors. All right, this is a class we've been looking for. This is the Class 13, lucky number 13 coming into the ring with 6 exhibitors. Once again, weights from 280 to 290, topping out. We have the first entries coming in, number 58, Peyton Williams. Number 108, Peyton Osteen. Number 19, Colby Crozier. Number 54, Ryan Dillard. And number 73, Ella Carr. And number 140, Haley Molander. Take this time, once again, thank Texas Trailers for donating the trailer, as well as helping us out with a donation drawing for the tickets. If you haven't got them yet, you can. acyfls.com, or go over there and take a picture of the QR code. So those of you tuning in on YouTube, you can participate and buy them as well as our cut and wrap hog tickets for the scholarship. We appreciate you going on there doing that as well. Also, Jim over at Crazy Dogs Event Live Streaming. That's crazydo.gs, Crazy Dogs Event Live Streaming Production, if you can. Go on his website, check him out. He donated his time here, so we appreciate all his help. Farm Credit of Florida, Watson C&D, United Rentals, Florida Farm Bureau, Cowboys Barbecue and Catering, DW Pest Control, Mitchell Specialty Meats and Bakery, and Life South Community Blood Centers. They'll be here all weekend helping us out, taking blood donations. So if you haven't got by there yet, make sure you get by there before the end of the event. Also want to thank all of our swine committee that has been helping out in the back, a whole bunch of volunteers behind the scenes that help make this possible, as well as the gentlemen in the ring, and then our ambassadors, Brandon Weber and Madeline Worley in the ring helping us out. We have a few other ambassadors, but they're exhibitors as well too, but we appreciate them and what they do for Alachua County Youth Fair.
really good in here, and we don't have but 6, so I didn't. Dennis told me we didn't need to necessarily pin them all, and honestly, there didn't really any of these need to go back either. So if you would, congratulate each of these 6 exhibitors with me before I tell you how I'm going to do this. I think there's 4 or 5 really good bears. I think there's 2 that could be termed elite. One of them has got a great big fresh back. The other one is really, really stout and heavy bone with a good hip and rear leg and gets out and goes with really good range of motion. I think it gets to be a little bit of just give and take, and to find a pair of bears that are this good at this heavy weight, I think is pretty exceptional. The one that suits me the best today, when I break it all down, is the one that I feel like is just the stoutest at the ground. I think he's the one that has got the biggest feet. I don't know that he's got quite as, I think he's got a great big back. I don't know he's got quite as big a back as the one that's going to be second, but I just like this, just the squareness all the way through in this hog. The young man here with the white shirt is going to have the class winner. That's a good heavyweight bear. Second's going to be this young lady over here to my right with that meat wagon. I mean, that bear is really chock full of muscle, and he's got a big, good job, darling. He's got a big, fresh top in him. He's fresh centered. He's got a more immature look to him than the bear that we started the class off with. And I suspect he's probably a little younger than the bear that we started the class off with. And yet for this day and time, I'd like to see that hog be just a little bit stouter in his bone work, a little bit bigger at the ground to go ahead and move up. But my gracious, he's got a body cavity and a great big top. Lots to admire and lots to appreciate in him. Good bears to be 1 and 2 in this class. Third's going to be the young man over here with the green jacket to my left, and he was the first one that came in that I really saw, number 58, and I thought this hog's going to be good to win this class because we get these heavier bears and sometimes they're not quite as good, and that hog's fresh and he's got a big back. He's not as good out of his hip and rear leg as those hogs we had in first and second in this class, but man, he's fresh and good looking up through his head and neck. We'd lengthen his hip, just make him a little more square and sounder. Fourth's going to be the off-belt bear here the closest to me. Young lady's done a good job keeping that bear fresh as well. I'd lengthen his hip. I would make him go with better range of motion, and I'd just square him out of his hip and from the hock down to the ground. Front 2/3 of that thing is really, really lights out. I'd tell you that's the best 4th place bear that we've had all day today, young lady, so I congratulate you. There's no shame in that game at all. 5's going to be number 54 down here with the white-legged, white-footed bear. Just doesn't have as much power and dimension as the hogs that we started the class off with, but certainly one that's fresh and again, stayed together very, very well to be at this heavy a weight. Then number 19 over here is going to be 6th in this class, and she's a nice gilt. She just doesn't have the mass and dimension, the bone and rib is the 5 bears that I've got in front of her in this particular drive. Really good class. Congratulate these young people as they go back to the barn one more time with me, please.
So class 13, first place, Peyton Osteen. Second place, Ella Carr. Third place, Peyton Williams. Fourth place, Haley Molander. Fifth place, Ryan Dillard. And sixth place, Colby Crozier. Let's have a round of applause for all of our class 13 exhibitors. All right, we're going to bring back in the ring all of our class winners. Our first in class will be back in the ring now. And we'll have Rayleigh Steele from Class 1. Class 2, we have Colby Whitfield. Class 3, we have Sarah Morgan. Class 4, we have Noah Bagby. Class 5, we have Kaylin Kinney. Class 6, we have Rachel Miller. Class 7, we have Holly Moore. Class 8, we have Madison Stein. Class 9, we have Brantley Smith. Class 10, we have Cole Williams. Class 11, we have Dylan Hodge. Class 12, we have Ramsey Stanley. And Class 13, we have Peyton Osteen. Let's have a round of applause for our final drive for the Swine Show.
Well, I know we've got showmanship tomorrow night, and first of all, I want to commend you folks again before I tell you. You guys just hang on just a second. I'm not going to take real long, but I want to commend you folks here again in Newberry, Florida, and the county show here for the amount of support that I've seen and feel like that y'all have given these young people both years that I've been here. And if you would, give each of you a real nice round of applause. I know that I'm getting more and more convinced all the time that with all of challenges facing these young people in the world, the more events like this and the more community support and the more reinforcement that the mamas and the daddies and the grandmamas and the granddaddies and the ag teachers and the 4-H leaders get to reinforce that what we're doing is good. And sometimes some of the other things they're telling us in the world ain't quite so good as what we've got going on. And so I appreciate the support that all of you have. And have given these young people. Dennis, again, I appreciate y'all having to y'all taking the opportunity to call me and come down here and work with the young people. The show last year was good. I think this year it is doubly good. I think we're better this year, Dennis, and that's always a good thing. So again, I congratulate all these exhibitors. There's some good pigs back here. There's some good pigs back here in the back of this barn that haven't gotten to this point where these young people are at. For those of you that have gotten out here with these class winners, you know, everybody wants to hit the big prize, and that's a great thing. But for those of you that have come through this and won your way here to this point, you've accomplished a great deal. And this isn't easy. All you got to do is look out here and talk to some of these kids that are getting it done, because I can promise you it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of elbow grease, and those are things that to get to this point somebody's got to do. And I think all these have gotten their homework done at home really, really well. Again, it's my privilege to be down here. There's one down here that y'all can crank them back up, guys. There's one that just suits me. He's heavy bone. He's problem-free, and I'm one of those guys. I'm kind of from the old school. If you can get a good big one that's not messed up anywhere, don't overthink it. Just take him and run him and use him. I like the bear that wins the heavyweight class to be the grand champion this year.
Your grand champion is going to be Peyton Osteen, 108, out of Class 13. So we'll bring in the second place from Class 13, which will be Ella Carr. We'll bring her back into the ring, and then we'll pick a reserve grand. Coming into the ring this time from my left, y'all's right, entering the ring.
Well, I'm really pleased that you're going to have a top 5 because that takes a little of the pressure off me because I like several of these to be reserve champion. I was pretty sold on the champion that I needed to win, and for reserve, second, third, fourth, and fifth, I think there's several of these. When I break it all down, and we talked about him in class, there's one out here that's really thick and problem-free, and we called him a man-child in class, and I was ready to go ahead and run with this hog all the way till that exceptional heavyweight showed up. Help me congratulate the young lady with the blue bear, the blueback bear, 148. He's going to be the reserve champion.
That is Holly Moore with 148. That's from Class 7, Holly Moore.
Gotcha. So we're going to do, okay, very good. All right. Third overall is one that gave one a fit, and I've kind of had to make my mind up just exactly where we were going to be with this bear in class, and he comes back out here, and he doesn't disappoint. He, as we talked to him in his class, he wasn't quite as stout as that champion, maybe not quite as stout as reserve, but I like him third best. The young lady here with the red hair with the second place heavyweight's going to be reserve, the third overall bear. Fourth overall is one that really looks like a show hog, and heavy boned and good looking, extra good preparation on this hog. Help me congratulate exhibitor number 59 with his wide belted gilt. He's going to have fourth overall. Fifth overall is probably the greenest one of the top 5, and yet really high quality, level in his design, super good on his feet and legs. She's been up here in front of me the whole time till right now. The young lady with the spotted top barra back over by the out gate here, she's going to have the fifth overall with her barra that's really tall fronted and good looking. Lots of good pigs in here. Congratulations to all the exhibitors again. See y'all tomorrow night.
All right, so grand champion comes out of Class 13, Peyton Osteen. Reserve grand comes out of Class 7, Holly Moore. Third place out of Class 13, Ella Carr. Fourth place comes out of Class 10, Cole Williams. And fifth place comes out of Class 5, Kaylin Kinney. Let's have a round of applause for our top 5, but also for all of our exhibitors, our judge, Gary Childs. Thank you, sir. We'll see you tomorrow night. And then also our swine committee. Thank you all. Thank you all for attending. On your way out, if you could pick up any trash that you brought, put it in a trash can. Be careful leaving out, going home, coming back, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
That's all for this evening's live stream of the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. A recording of today's shows will be posted on the fair website, acyfls.com, and on the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show YouTube channel. Join us again tomorrow, Sunday, March 3rd. We'll start at 1:25 p.m. with livestock judging. Then we'll be live again at 5:55 p.m. with swine showmanship. Thanks again for watching the Alachua County Youth Fair and Livestock Show. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon at 1:25 p.m. Bye for now.